So this is for Francois Martinez. Um, and so the first thing that I would say right off the bat is that you really want to pay attention to. I know this is a material study, but kind of watch out. The character is very overly tall, and so just proportionate wise, there's some issues. This arm would be way, I think, too long, and it just it's for proportions, it's just a little bit too tall of a character. And I think to fix it, you just have to kind of make the head bigger or taller, and so that's going to help. Um, and so if you're trying to do this like a material study, the big thing that I'm looking at is the way things are reflecting. Um, the first thing is if this is armor, and you want it kind of that rough polish, you want it a little bit more, um, not as bright. You're not going to get the heavy reflection from it. Let me just create a new layer here. You're not going to get the heavy reflection from it that you've got going on here because it's not going to kind of push that aspect as much. So that's the first thing that I would say. And then the other thing is layer your stuff a little bit more. And I think that's part of the reason why she looks so skinny is because your stuff isn't layered. So like bring this out here more and layer the plates so that it changes the silhouette up. And I think that's going to really kind of help you out. Um, and so you really want to watch out with how sharp you have these, because right now it's super shiny and it's almost as shiny as the latex here. And I think you did a good job on the leather here, but when you get down here, this leather would not reflect as much light. It would be definitely a little bit more muted, and so you kind of want to pay attention to that aspect as well. The other aspect is you want to pay attention to the skin tones. Um, you've got warm, kind of a mix between warm like so here it's warm with it bouncing off of, but then you've got the darks here, and there's no really corresponding dark value, so you want to kind of build that in. You've got it down here, but you don't really have it there, and it's kind of screwing with the form of that leg. What I would also tell you to do is really push um, the like you've got this latex here, um, but you're not really pushing that value anywhere else. Um, so what I mean by that is you've got you've got a weird light source going on, and so let me uh, let me look at this here. So the light source, the issue that you have is that it's coming from this direction here, and then it's coming from this direction here, and it's coming from this direction here. But this highlight here suggests that it's coming from the forward location too. And so that causes kind of complications. It screws with the form and the value, and it doesn't feel quite right. So you've got lights kind of going in a lot of different directions, and then you want to also pay attention to, here you've got shadow going on. So the shadow would actually fall over a lot of this information, and then you wouldn't even see much of this because it's kind of being hidden by the light itself. So those types of things. You want to get more form in there, more shadows to create more form. And like I said, the big thing I'm looking at is I would definitely change up this, like something, even this drastic. It looks better proportionally, for as skinny as she is. Um, and then again, you've got this this real reddish light reflecting here, and if it's that sharp of a light, it's going to reflect some on the sword. So definitely you want to bring up the light tonal value there. Um, and so again, pay attention to where the light's pulling and pushing and stuff like that. So because here it's super bright and here it's not really bright at all. Um, so again, how much is actually reflecting from the leather, and those are things that you really want to pay attention to. Um, so toning down the reflection would help quite a bit. And then if you've got that same light here, you're going to have that same light on this side here as well. And that's where, like I said, you want to get your form and value down. And I think that's going to help you quite a bit. You could easily pop out a lot of this information as form. So, all right, I hope that helps.